This video is really difficult to make. This is probably the hardest video that I've made in a long time because I've started this intro probably about 15, 20 times, right? And it's because I'm conflicted with thoughts and ideas and information. Generally speaking, I would consider myself quite an open-minded type of person, right? I believe in aliens, I believe in UFOs. I don't necessarily believe in ghosts. But I'm willing to, like, if I had that information in front of me, like proof, I would totally be happy to say, like, okay, yeah, I believe in ghosts. I wasn't originally going to cover this eclipse because I thought, at first, it's just an eclipse, right? And I've seen an eclipse, a total eclipse, back in 1999 in Newquay, Cornwall. It was lovely, right? It was amazing. It was a cloudy day, I thought typical England, cloudy day. But then the clouds opened up, the eclipse happened, it went all dark, birds stopped cheeping, then it went light, birds carried on cheeping, and then the clouds went over. It's like, bang on, happy days, mate, right? And I just thought that this total eclipse was going to be the same as that, right? And they happen quite often around the world. But there's something particular about this total eclipse that is making people go off their nut, or some people, right? And it's to do, like, right, I'm touching on this. I am not a Bible buff. I've never read the Bible. I'm not religious, but I can't help but I want to listen to the argument of why this could be, like, really crazy, all right? In a nutshell, this event and where it's happening correlates to certain stories in the Bible. And forgive me if I say stories and that offends anybody. Like, when I touch on religion, I get a little bit, because I don't understand it. I don't know about it. I'm just picking up bits of information. So forgive me, okay? So I'm going to show you a video now that I saw on TikTok that gives you basically a summary of why people are going off their heads, right? Listen to this. Oh, and later on, we're going to be looking at maximum UFOs, mate, that you guys have sent me, which is amazing, right? Right, check this out.
You know that the solar eclipse happening on April 8th is a lot more crucial than you think. Jesus spoke about Matthew that this evil adulterous generation seeks for a sign, but no sign shall be given to it except for the sign that happened in the days of the prophet Jonah. In Luke it says, as it was in the days of Noah, so will it be as the coming of the Son of Man. And you're not going to believe the path that the solar eclipse is going to take. Watch this. Known in Texas, several towns and cities named Nineveh, and you're not going to believe this town, Rapture, Indiana. But that's not even the craziest part. It will also be taking place under the constellation Cetus, which means whale, which is what swallowed up Jonah. God is literally giving signs for you to repent. Subscribe now if you want to learn more about Jesus and be ready for when he comes back.
Okay, so that's a sort of like overview of what it's all about and why people are going a little bit haywire about this event. Now, in one hand, I'm going to sort of be a little bit skeptical about that information, but on the other hand, I have a feeling that there could be quite a lot of paranormal activity going around on that day. I don't think that, you know, there's going to be lightning and storms and floods and things like that going to happen on that day. But I've got a funny feeling there's going to be a lot of paranormal. And I know the skeptic in me is like, Ben, oh, come on, really? What I'm saying is, I just got a feeling inside that something's going to go down, where there's going to be a lot of maybe UFO sightings, ghostly sightings, maybe some alien UFO, Bigfoot, and I talked about Bigfoot in a second. I just think that something's going on. Now, whether it's going to be all real, I'm not too sure. I've got a feeling that some people are going to be jumping on this like there's no tomorrow, saying, okay, great, this gives me an opportunity to start, you know, faking videos and look what's happened on this particular day is because of, you know, whatever's happened, right? I've got a funny feeling that some people are going to do that, but I also have this feeling, like I say, that something's going to go down, but I don't think it's going to be extreme as what people think. Now, I looked at this place called Rapture, right? Now, Rapture in the Bible apparently is a time event of where, like, it's the end of time, okay? In a nutshell. So I looked into this place called Rapture. Okay, so Rapture, Indiana, St. Francis Xavier Parish. So I thought to myself, that's such a coincidence, okay? And then I thought, has it always been called Rapture? Right, and this is the skeptic in me. Or was it because somebody knew that at some point in time there was going to be a solar eclipse? Now, solar eclipses can be predicted within minutes, right? And we've been predicting solar eclipses since 1715, okay? 1715, Edmund Halley of Comet fame currently predicted to within 4 minutes and 20 miles a total solar eclipse that rather conveniently passed over its own house in London, okay? So, I mean, that goes to show that, like, eclipses can be tracked quite easily. Well, I say quite easily, like some big brains out there, all right? Now, Rapture was originally called White Settlement and is one of the oldest communities in Posey Country. It was laid out in 1838 by John Cox and became known as Winfield and also Bugtown. The present name of Rapture may have come from local horse. Now, I'm just thinking to myself, maybe at some point they knew that the eclipse was going to happen at that particular time and somebody decided to call it Rapture. I don't know, it's a long stretch. I know it's reaching, but at least I did a little bit of investigation, right? Okay. And then he started talking about Jonah, right? Jonah is miraculously saved by being swallowed by a large fish, a whale, in whose belly he spends 3 days and 3 nights. While in the great fish, Jonah prays to God in his affliction and commits to thanksgiving and to paying what he was vowed. God then commands the fish to vomit Jonah out, right? So that Jonah comes out. Okay, so listen to this chick. She also explains it in a lot more detail, so shout out to her. Holly Keller. I think this might be a re-upload, I'm not too sure, but check this out.
I'm telling you right now, something is not right about this eclipse. This is the path that it will take.
Oh, there you go. 2017 was the original pass-through.
And it will cross over with the eclipse that we had in 2017, making an X on the country. Now, right there in the crosshairs, right there, is a town called Maconda, Illinois. Let's talk about it. So this is a better look at the direct path of totality that the solar eclipse will take. Right there by Carbondale, where the X meets, is Maconda. Just as a fun fact for shiggles, this has never happened in the United States. We have never had 2 solar eclipse paths cross over on one town. So this is a pretty big fucking deal. Maconda really isn't that big of a deal. It has a population of like 500 people, and it's known as a hippie town in Illinois. Now, what I did find interesting is that there is a giant city-state park inside of Maconda. Are we waking up giants? Now, Maconda translated to South African means little ones. Are we the little ones and they're the big ones coming when the eclipse happens? Now, maybe I'm wilding out. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe there's nothing to this. But if I am just wilding out and there is nothing to this, why have they already predicted a historical chance of cloud coverage on the day of the solar eclipse? Since when do they predict cloud coverage 2 months in advance?
So that bit there, sorry to pause it, but that bit there is why people thinking that there could be floods, lightning, hurricanes, and God knows what, right?
Is suspicious. The fact that this hasn't ever happened before is suspicious. The fact that there is a giant city-state park right outside Sewanee National Forest, which is known for Bigfoot sightings, is suspicious. So are the clouds a attempt to hide the eclipse from us so that we don't see what happens in the shadows? Because let me remind you, this total solar eclipse will last for 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
So, okay, so you've got a solar eclipse happening in a biblical location. Historical amount of clouds are going to happen there. Next door to it is a huge park where Bigfoot has been sighted. and apparently, what is it now? The National Guards are going to be there. People have said about getting 3 days worth of food. Your mobile phones might not work, so people are getting a little bit worried. Now, I have my thoughts on those last three things. Okay, the National Guards. Now, when I saw the eclipse in Newquay. Now, Newquay's a tourist attraction location anyway, and mate, it gets busy. But when this solar eclipse happened, it was so busy, right? The population at least doubled, and that's probably the max you could ever do. It was ridiculous. So in a location like this, never seen before, you're going to have people already booked, probably booked that ticket last year knowing that this was going to happen. It's going to be swarmed, right? So I think that that's why there's going to be National Guards, right? There's going to be a bloody army there trying to look after the place because there's going to be so many people. Also, the telephone signal, the cell phone signal was going to be down because everyone's going to be recording, live streaming, making phone calls. It's going to be crazy, right? And the food, please make sure you get 3 days worth of food. It's probably because you ain't going to be able to get to the supermarket. All right. So I think that there's certain aspects of that which you just need to calm down a little bit. However, I'm not dismissing the fact that some real weird and crazy stuff could potentially happen. Right. And when she mentioned Bigfoot, I was like, really? What's Bigfoot? I was all excited then. Right. Now I looked at this. Let me just show you this. You can actually buy solar eclipse Bigfoot t-shirts. They're all over the shop, right? And so many people are selling them. Now, a lot of people think that Bigfoot is related, has a connection to basically an extraterrestrial, right? Is an alien. Bigfoot potentially could be an alien. Some people say that a Bigfoot can jump in and out of portals. Okay, this is why it's very difficult to see and to spot the Bigfoot, because in an instant they can just go through portals. I know it sounds a bit far-fetched, but when you're talking about space, different locations, different technology, mate, anything's a go, right? But listen to this. As citizen scientists collectively nerd out ahead of Monday's total solar eclipse, rogue observers of the spooky and weird are generating theories that the celestial events could usher in aliens, boost sightings of interdimensional creatures, and perhaps even plunge us toward world destruction, right? That's because of paranormal research and conspiracy theorists. Do you know what? I hate that. I hate it when people like this label, like when you throw conspiracy theorists, it makes it sound like, oh, right, you just roll your eyes, like, imagination. It does my head in. Anyway, figure out the eclipse is ripe for otherworldly sightings like the lizard man, the moss man. I've never heard of the moss man. What the actual F is a moss man? And Kentucky aliens, or the coming of the errant Nibiru planet that will collide with Earth. That's the first time I've ever heard of that as well. Okay? And remember, guys, if you're new to the channel, first of all, please subscribe if you're into aliens and UFOs and ghosts. Secondly, this is like my journey of understanding and learning about all this sort of stuff, okay? It's likely all tied to old urban legends of exaggerated folklore to mark the once-in-a-lifetime event of many Americans. But tell that to Dennis Currell, the paranormal investigative researcher who has studied various creature myths, including Lizard Man. This is a universe full of possibilities, I would agree, said Carroll, who has been a paranormal researcher for 40 years. To say anything's impossible rules out a lot. As legend has it, the famous Lizard Man first appeared in 1970 when a giant human-looking reptile tried to attack a stranded motorist somewhere in South Carolina. The beast jumped on the man's car as he barreled into town, where frightened he relayed the story to the local sheriff. Since then, many tales of Lizard Man wandering through South Carolina have surfaced, and there's suspicion he may reappear during the eclipse, which will pass over parts of 14 states. Carroll claims a few times each year the veils separating realities become so thin that it opens up portals to other realms. Think Stranger Things. This allows for the appearance of interdimensional creatures such as Lizard Man and Moss Man, and 6 to 8 foot tall species with no neck, large blazing red eyes. Those times when realities may mix, Carroll said, include Halloween and the April 30th German folklore holiday of a Walpurgia night. I don't know what that is. An evening where witches revel with the devil. Notes of Oxford dictionaries. And the Monday during the on Monday during the total solar eclipse. The theories have prompted some cheeky responses by authorities. The South Carolina Emergency Management Division put out a playful tweet detailing supposed lizard man sightings and instructed people to see something, say something. NASA, on the other hand, had to step in and dispel various conspiracy theories, including that the eclipse will emit radiation harming our food, or tell major life-changing or cause poor health, right? So NASA just stepped in and said, look, this is a load of rubbish. And they even oh, hang on, what's just happened here? They even mention it down here. Where is it? The conspiracy theory gained such traction a few years ago that NASA senior scientist David Morrison actually had to officially denounce it was a hoax. Please get over it, he said in a video dismissing the theory. Nibiru isn't real. We don't have to worry about this hoax. So that's what I found out about the eclipse, okay? I think that it's not your normal eclipse. I'll give you that, right? There's some really weird stuff going on about it. Quite a lot of connections. But I think that some of it is just coincidence. But I still think that we are going to get a lot of weird footage on that particular day. And I can't wait, mate. So please make sure that you subscribe, because if there's any footage about this eclipse, some weird stuff happening, mate, I'm going to be talking about it for sure, right? Anyway, let's take a little look at some of the UFO videos that you've sent me. Oh my goodness gracious me, mate. So before we get into these videos, I want to just address something, okay? And I still could be wrong, but please, like, this is a discussion. Now, last video that I did, I showed you a few videos of these glowing orbs, and then all of a sudden just puffed out this smoke ring or energy ring or some sort, right, in front of it. And people were saying to me, Ben, that's SpaceX. But in the video, I did say to you guys that the SpaceX shuttle was in a different direction on that day on one of the videos, and it didn't account for the other days. And also, when a SpaceX rocket separates, how is that smoke circle in front of it, right? It's going in that direction, and then it puffs out a smoke ring going forward. And I just wanted to show you this video here. This is a SpaceX rocket separating. It doesn't look. So, if anything, like the smoke or gas is coming from behind it. This thing that I showed you was a perfect circle popping forward. So people were saying, Ben, I've seen that. That's what happens when, like, the ring comes out when it separates. But not only did it not separate in front of it, but it also didn't formulate a perfect circle, like a ring. So can you explain that? So many people were saying, Ben, that's SpaceX. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not. That's what happens when it separates. So go back and check out those videos, and you tell me how a smoke ring with a rocket going forward pushes a smoke ring forward. So, here is a video from Anthony Boltodano. I massacred your surname. I'm sorry. All right, but he sent me this footage, and again, it's glowing balls, right? And he was in Alaska, just having like a camping trip with his dad. He was by the campfire, and they noticed this. Look at this, mate.
Look at that. There it is. You got it. What the is that?
What the is that?
Oh my goodness, are you watching this?
That ain't.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
That is not a
Shocked.
drone.
How that thing is moving, I'm shocked.
That is not a.
No, that's not right.
That's not a drone.
Imagine seeing that.
These fucking mosquitoes. That is not a fucking drone.
No.
Or a boat.
Dude, that's shocking. Which is
You wait till you see the other videos, mate, right? Okay?
Yes.
Yes, it's the same.
Oh.
It's going bizarro. It doesn't make any sense. Right?
Oh my god. It's. Oh my god.
Look at that thing, man. Part of me wanted it to just
right
like
over there.
zip right up into the sky.
No.
But we got a close-up here, a view here now. Look,
It just vanished again, dude.
it just vanished.
It vanished again.
It vanished again.
Did it not vanish again?
Right, look at this.
What the fuck was that?
That's it. That's a.
Did you see that?
Hey,
Oh my god.
That's a UFO.
what is that? Like, it's like a ball of energy,
I have it on camera.
which is the same sort of thing that I showed you about the smoke rings going forward. It's the same sort of thing. It's the same look. Right? Okay, so that was epic. And then I wanted to show you this. This is from Ethan Andrew, okay? What in the... Mate, look. Imagine seeing that in the sky. Can you explain? And something similar, all right? This, mate, this. Wait till you see this. Hang on a second. Look at this. What is going on here? Look. We'll see that again. That is a mast. So how big is this thing, mate? Cloaking itself in the clouds. Oh, you want a better view? Okay. All right, check this out. Mate. Mate. Like, okay. Because it's up here as well. It could be lasers from the ground. You know, these disco lasers and stuff. But that correlates a little bit too much to the other thing, yeah? It could be lights on the ground, but it still looks pretty damn freakish, man. Oh, yeah, mate. Now, this is a pretty long video, okay? But, oh, lordy. Someone explain this to me. This was sent by Bren K, right? Well done, Bren K, mate. Look. Watch more of these shining ball globe things. Wait. Be patient. Because there ain't just one. He's obviously spotted this. Look, here's the other one. Watch what they do. You can see this in fast motion, okay? Rewind it in a bit and see it in fast motion. What these things do. This isn't any helicopter. This isn't any plane, okay? Watch. This is tandem UFO maneuvering right now. Stealth-like. But we see you. Huh? Look! You'd be thinking about that all night if you recorded that, mate. Look. I haven't seen the end of it. They're going too slow. It's so strange. What is going on? And then this is something that you sent me. This is pretty, this is pretty, mate, if this is legit, right? Okay, UFOs exist. Somebody sent me this, tweeted Trippy Ruben, right, on Twitter. Thank you so much, mate. Check this out. Look at this. Look at that. That looks just a little bit too realistic to me. It just looks a little bit too realistic to be fake. Is that too good to be true? I mean, even the blurriness, it's mate, man. It's... something's going on here, mate. Something's going on. What's this? I've bookmarked this. I've forgotten. Update: the European Organization for Nuclear Research, CERN. Hang on, the CERN particle accelerator to go live during solar eclipse after 2-year hiatus. What? Update: the European Organization for Nuclear Research, CERN, particle accelerator will be used to search for hidden particles as the upcoming April 8th solar eclipse takes place. So they're... mate, what? Okay, video over. What do you reckon about that video, mate, alright? Let me know. And please remember, if you're into aliens and UFOs and ghosts and spooky wookies, please subscribe, because we're going to 1 million, mate. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.